all those three-pointers, was perimeter shooting the plan coming into the game, or did that just kind of happen once you guys got hot tonight?
Honestly, not really. We knew they was going to overhelp a little bit, so we knew we was going to have the kickouts. But, it was just us making shots, making plays down the stretch that just got us this week.
Yeah, we just found open shots.
Got a question for both of you guys. Coming into this game, you guys were 0-2 in the conference, and it could have been easy to hang your head seeing that you're playing UMass Lowell. What was the message from the coach and the overall atmosphere to get you guys to come in and say, conference play is not over yet, we still got a lot of the conference left?
The main thing was just competing regardless of what the outcome is. As long as we're competing, as you said in the locker room, where everyone's in the fight, I don't think there's going to be a team left. Yeah. Everyone's 1-2, 2-1.
I'll just say, just like he said, just competing, just fighting every play. This was a comeback game for us, so I think we kind of needed this.
Obviously, the offense clicked, balance again, coming off of another big game, guys. Even though you lost the last game, you had balance going. What about the defense? You guys played a very good defense in the first half.
Yeah, I would say that's something that we picked up at UMBC. We had a good offensive game, but we ultimately couldn't get it done because of our defense. So we've been honing in on defense on the defensive end, and that's really where it started tonight. The offensive end just started flying right with it.
To piggyback off that question, usually teams will make a run when the lead starts getting a little crazier. They'll make a run and at least try to get competitive. It seemed like you had your foot on your neck with that. And even when the second half, they usually make adjustments. It still wasn't working. What were you doing specifically to make that happen?
Offensively, I think it was just we were playing free and we were pushing it. We weren't really playing to score. We were just trying to get any open what we could. And defensively, Austin kind of folded in that last 10 minutes, but we made up with it with offense. But going forward, we got to play for it as a defense too.
Howard? For a team that shot better from three than the two today, can you guys describe what it's like when the shots start falling and it gets contagious and it's like nobody misses?
Oh man, it's a blast out there. You see everybody having success. Everybody knocking down shots. We all get stops together. It feels good. I'm sure you saw me and Juice do our little thing, but it felt great. It was a great team win tonight. So we got to take this and move on to the next one.
Can you guys feel it happening? As it's going on, or is it like all of a sudden you look up and say, "We've done this"?
Kinda. You feel the flow of the game, and you just know that the shots will come. We made a few runs, and I just knew that if we just push the pace, we get easy shots.
Yeah, you guys were 0-2 coming into this game. They were 2-0. How good does it feel to deal them that loss, get your first conference win, and do it in front of a pretty exciting home crowd?
It feels great. It's a great overall win. Coach told us that they were, gunning for the #1 spot with us tonight. They beat us. They were going to be the #1, so it feels good to, kind of knock them down back into reality.
What are some of the things that you can take away from this game? Even though you guys had a lot of great shooting, what are some other areas that you can take away from this game and build upon for the next game?
I would say on up the defensive end, just playing the full 40 again. We kind of, I don't know if it's get lucky, but we got some foul calls and stuff and easy layups that sort of mitigated the stuff we were doing on defense. And outside of that, just carrying the flow and energy we had from this game to all the other ones, even if we're not up 20 and shooting 60% from three.
With that offensive effort against UMBC, did you guys feel that kind of carrying over into tonight, or did tonight feel like a kind of a whole new thing?
We felt that before. I think in a few last week's practice, we knew the ball was starting to move a lot, and our offense was sort of clicking. Sometimes it just takes time, especially with the team both guys that have to play together. Hopefully that sticks for the rest of the year.
Any more questions?
One more. Had you not stumbled on that steal, what kind of dunk were you playing in?
Oh man. Nah, it was a tough one. I was kind of laughing after it because I got big feet, man. But I was just I was really worried about getting the 2 points, but next time, I'll bring someone back.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thanks, man.
Thanks, guys.
I was really proud of our guys. I thought they responded. The last time we played here, I was, to be honest, I was embarrassed by our effort. Today, I thought our effort was great. I think we really built on the UMBC game where we finally scored it, but now we need to figure out how to defend it. We had a practice here yesterday. Honestly, it wasn't really good, and I was disappointed by that. But I thought the guys responded today at shoot around, and then they executed, and I thought we finally got off to a pretty good start offensively, which was great for us. And then you come away from the game, get Gerald with 22, Jonathan gets 17, Sarju gets 23, Aaron Reddish gets 21, and we really rebounded the ball at a high level. When we rebound the ball, good things happen for our team. I think we get out in transition, we play faster, we're more aggressive. I think that's where we get our confidence. And it was probably the best performance of the year for our program, so I'm really proud of our guys.
Yeah, with all those three-point shots, is that something where you look and you say, okay, maybe we can do more of this going forward, or do you say that was, maybe kind of an outlier and we need to get back to something else?
No, that's been the goal. It's been a little slow to get there, but that's been the goal all year. We by design, when we started this journey, we talked about rebounding the ball, get it up the floor as fast as we can, and find the first shot we can. I think, some of our guys have been distracted a little bit, and I think some of what you're seeing, I heard a really good quote from Buzz Williams. He said, because of portal recruiting, the culture and the habits you're trying to build, it takes longer to get them instilled into your program because you get all these new guys. You got high school guys, portal guys, and it's kind of a learning process. And it's been slower than I wanted, for our group. I obviously been through some adversity with injuries, but whenever it arrives, I'll take it. And if this is what we can do, I think we sent a really good statement to the league and to ourselves about what we're capable of.
Coach, last season, even this season, UAlbany is known for getting off the slow starts. You guys jumped on it right away. Can you talk about how your team showed up with the right mentality today?
Yeah, we talked about starting fast and breaking last, and that was something that we kind of instilled into our group. And I think sometimes we're just a little tentative. Gerald's probably the most aggressive guy offensively. I think sometimes we're in between. Do we shoot it? Do we not? And I just said, screw it. Just if you like the shot, let it go. Just let the thing fly. We wrote it on the board, let it fly. And I think that's what we need. We got to kind of take a deep breath and just play the game and take what the defense gives you. Because I think we get off to this rut a little bit. But some of that also, to be honest, is Jonathan and Marcus are so young. I think they're scared to make mistakes, and they just can't play like that. And I thought today they played really free. Just seeing how aggressive Marcus was, although he finishes with just 4 points and 2 rebounds, the defensive pressure he put out there. Some of that might have been because his brother was at the game, so I'm going to need Andre to show up every time that he can. But Marcus has an ability to be a really good college player, just defensively, the way he moves it, he's tipping balls in. And a lot of his numbers won't show up in the box score, but he's a winner, and that's why we love to have him.
Piggybacking off of that, speaking about how young Marcus Jackson is and Beagle, can you talk about the play they made off the pick and roll where Marcus made a nice read, dished it through for a nice dunk?
Yeah, that's trust. I mean, that's two guys that really care for each other, they believe in each other, they're roommates, and I think the synergy amongst players and really good teams, when you get a chance to play a lot of games together, it shows up in plays like that. It's not necessarily the play call, it's the trust and the feel you have amongst each other. And they have it. They play really well together. And I think what you saw in that one possession is something you're going to see two guys do for 4 years here and win a lot of games and win a lot of championships because they think the game at the highest level and they play to win. And that was just two guys' talent, to be honest with you.
I was talking to Pat before the game, and I was asking about his 14-2 record. There are no easy teams in this league this year. What does this win for you guys? Kind of signal does it send across the rest of the conference, and just end it there? Yeah,
I would say to you, it's a statement game for us. I mean, you start off the year 0-2. First home game against a really good New Hampshire team. You get blown out. You go on the road, show we got some life. Now, what are we? I think that's what people are asking in the league. That's what we're asking. That's what our fans are asking. I think we sent a statement that we're for real. Now, can we replicate that performance? And we're going to play, against two really good teams coming up, starting with Bryant. I mean, you can't play around in that game. Jared Grosso, he's done a really good job with building this identity of a tough, aggressive team. If you let them put you out, they're going to put you out. And obviously, we see what UNH has done. It's going to be a hard year inside this league, 'cause I think there's so many really good teams, good coaches, good players. I think people have done a good job recruiting. You got old teams, you got young teams, you got guys who average age of 26, other teams average age of 20, but they play a lot of games together. It's going to be really, really interesting, but I think the message that we send is, we're for real, we're in the fight now. It's on us to show that we can do this every day. The consistency, if you can't be consistent on the road or at home, you're going to get in trouble inside this league.
Can you talk a little bit about the defensive effort? Because after UMBC, offensive effort was there, defense wasn't. What made the difference tonight for that defensive effort?
UMBC, the way that they play, I think they're going to try to outscore you. I think that's kind of how they're designed. And you have to be able to make shots and make plays. They really spread you out. It's kind of a 5-out motion offense with guys that can make shots. For us, we want to be a rock-solid offensive team to be able to be really versatile. So we can play through the post, we can play through Jonathan Beagle and really pull you away from the basket. Obviously, Gerald Drumwood, his isolation ability is really good, but now if we have Aaron Reddish, Sarju Patel, and Daquan Davis making shots on the perimeter, we're hard to guard. But our identity for our program, as long as I'm here, is going to be through our defense. We have to be able to defend. We have to be able to extend our defense. Or we might play zone, but we might, double the post, but we have to be a really aggressive defensive team. And my frustration this year is we have not been that. I think guys are tiptoeing towards it. That's not what I believe in. I think today we went in and we embraced the culture that we're trying to build, and it's hard. And I think the message to our team was, you got to do hard things in order to be a really good defensive team, to be a really good team. But if we can defend in the half court, then guess what? Our ability to get out in transition, make shots, and make plays comes out. And that's when we become a really good team. I think the thing that's taken a little bit longer than we wanted, it's really hard to do. And I think our kids are starting to say, okay, this is what's required to win. And you know what? If it shows up in January, so be it. If it shows up when it needs to, now we need to be able to do it over and over. Sorry.
To piggyback off that, usually when a team, the way you had them in the second half, they usually make adjustments, you start seeing runs. We never saw a run. It seemed like you had your foot on your neck the whole game. Is it because of what you just stated about the defense? Was that mainly the reason, or was there other factors that went into it?
I think it's easier to have a better set defense, whether you're going to extend your pressure, or you're going to have court off of me. I think we made shots. I mean, to be honest, we were able to score it. So now we had a little bit better ability to be rock solid defensively, which is great. I thought towards the end, we let up a little bit, but that's hard. When you get the lead like that, it's harder to keep the defensive consistency. That's a really good basketball team. They're really, really talented. And, I want to say that I'm really proud of our guys, but also, I think we might have caught them on a bad day too. That's a really good team. So, but I'm going to take it. I'm proud of our guys. I love what we did offensively, defensively. Now we got to build on it. And we got to get prepared for a really good Bryant team. And I don't think we're really sharp breaking the press late, but we're going to be in pressure defense the entire game against Bryant.
Coach, you were mixing up your lineups all game. I want to pronounce the young man's name right. Japan. I'm sorry. My apologies. You were throwing him in the mix early on. What did you see from him in practice or throughout the week? Because I'm noticing that you're throwing him in there, whether it's for defensive purposes or athleticism.
Yeah, we need his length, athleticism. We haven't been getting the production that we need at that 4-man position. So, we challenge him. I think the physical nature of the game, it's taken him a little bit longer to adjust to it, but I think he's earned his right. And, we have to get more production defensively at that position. So we're going to try different things. We put Gerald into the foursome. We put Aaron in the foursome. We gave him some minutes. And I thought he just gave us really good energy. He was just flying around a little bit. Even his fouls, it just made it a little bit harder for the other team to score the basketball. And we're going to continue to try to develop him and get him out there as much as we can. But I think you can see, our most productive guys, and you just got to roll with that this time of year.
With Quan, he looked injured. What's his status?
Yeah, so Marcus went up to kind of tip in a ball and kicked him. And he got kicked in the chest, and I think it just kind of shocked him. So it took him a second to get his breath. But he's fine.
Okay. That's good.
Yeah, we don't need any more injuries.
No, you're already done.
Just one last question on that, Coach, and you've already settled in on a little bit. How much can a game like this give your team confidence, showing all different things you talked about, that if you work hard on defense, then the offense is going to come, and if they start taking those shots, when they come around and the 3-point How much confidence can you get out of a game like this? Because you did so many things right and very few things wrong in this game.
Yeah, I think you can get a lot. And then, too, I mean, UMass Lowell, after we played UMass Amherst earlier in the year, you know what they were capable of doing when they got there. So I think it sends a message to our guys. I think it's a confidence-building game. And, I think the other thing is we did an exercise where we put on the board and said we have the answers. And the kids talked about all the things they learned every one of our non-conference games. And they had really good things, being tough, starting fast, defending, executing, playing for a full 40 minutes, trusting each other. They know it. Now today they did it. Now can we do it again? And we did it today against a really good basketball team. So we have the ability. I mean, now it's on us. Now it's on me to make sure we lead them and keep them consistent. They need to show up the same way. But there's no doubt in my mind we have a chance to be one of the top 4 teams in our league. But it's about can we do it over and over, and can we do hard things, which is hard to do for some people. But winners find a way. And, I think our kids are becoming winners. We're in that process.
Any more questions? Coach, thank you very much.
Thank you. Take care. All right.